I said in my intro that I was going to use Beautiful Friendship, and I'm specifically using this image and this image. And then from Very Versailles, I'm using this image. So let's get started. The first thing I needed a strip of DSP, and I chose Flowers for Every Season. And I went looking because I wanted something with some color for some interest. So I chose this pattern, and it's about 2 inches wide, because what I'm going to do, oh dear, if I put this in this way, I think it'll work. I want my banner at the bottom, so I think it'll work that way. And this is just under 2 inches, so it'll slide in nicely. There it goes. It wasn't going in, I could tell. And it's 6 inches long because I don't know how long I need it. So I just left it at 6 inches, and I'll cut it off. I can never figure out how much to allow to cut off, so I just kind of leave it and go from there. I chose my colors from this, so I'm actually using Magenta, Bumblebee, and Just Jade. So my card base is Magenta Madness, and I pulled out the Forever Fern embossing folder, and I've embossed the front. Now this is a tent fold card because I wanted to emboss just that front piece. And this looks too wide. It's supposed to be 4 1/4. Why does it look too wide? Nope, it's 4 1/4. I guess this throws it off. So I embossed it with the folder, and I want this way, so I've got to flip it. And I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to emboss that. All right, so this is from Forever Fern. I like this, and it's just a strip down the middle, so I just kind of centered it. The reason I decided to do a 10-fold card is to get this going that way. If I had done it this way, I would have had to fold my card in half and run it through. So you just have to be careful. I try not to run my folders with the folded edge, I guess you'd say it, in through it in the landscape mode, because it weakens this. And what happens is, and I've done it a couple of times, you can see, it starts to crack. And then eventually it does crack. I need to do some exploring to see if I can use like tape on it, if that'll affect it or not. So that's something I will be experimenting with. All right, so I've got my card base, and then this is going to go in the center. And as you can see, it's way too long. So I'm going to go ahead and add my seal. To it. I missed that down here. All right. And I'm just going to place it where I want it, and then I'll cut it off. I need it over just slightly. I'm using my embossed image to see if I've got it on there straight or not, and in the center, and it's close. All right, so now I'm just going to take my snips, and I'm going to cut this edge off. So rather than try and figure out what size I needed, I just left it, and then that's the only waste that there is. And if I'd have cut that off, I couldn't have done anything with it anyway. All right, so we got our card base done. The next thing we need to do is our image. So I'm going to pull in a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to start with my two roses, and I only want the top of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put it on there and ink it up so I get just the top inked up on it. And then I'm going to stamp that down near the bottom of this paper. like so. Then I'm going to take my solid rose, and I hope I didn't go too low. I may have. In fact, I think I did. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go try again. The beauty of having two sides to your paper. Mess up one side, flip it over. Let's see. I'll move it up. I want this down at the bottom. All right, right about there. Don't you love the way I measure things? All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to come in with magenta and my other rose, and I'm going to stamp it there, like so. And now I want to make sure that when I add my Very Versailles, let me see if I have them. Yeah, I don't want to cover, I want it around those, so I'm going to pull out my masks. There's a mask for that one, and I don't know if I have a mask for that other one. No, I don't. But what I can do is I can create one real quick, because I have paper right here. So let me stamp these and create a mask so that my Very Versailles, all right, now this is where I use this for punching, so I'm just gonna stamp it up there. That's where my sticky part is. All right. And I'll cut this out real quick. It won't take me long. I just follow it around, get rid of some of this paper so it's not so much. And I'm not worried about the stem. And I'm kind of having to, I guess pink was not a good color to choose, but it'll be close enough. All right, let's see. Oops. Okay. I'll be filling that in. That's what happens when you stamp with a light color on pink. That's got a little sticky to it, so I can cut a piece to go on top. And I won't be saving these since I messed it up. Okay, let's see how badly I messed this one up. Oh, this one's not too bad. I just have a little piece. So I've got some sticky on here that I'll take and just kind of fake it. So I'll stick that on there. And that there. And it won't matter if it's not totally covered. But just so the majority of it is covered. I'll put this one on here. Like so. There we go. That's good enough. All right, so I'm going to pull in my vine and my Just Jade, and I'm going to ink this one up like so, and I'm going to stamp that on top, coming down. I'm doing it kind of at an angle. All right. Let me see what that looks like. Not bad, but of course now I've got it on my mat, so I've got to be careful. Get that off of there, or I'll get it on my card. All right. This is why I like the removable IDs or labels, because see how I've got spaces in there? Doesn't happen with that. So anyway, I got it close enough. All right, I'm going to take my 2 1/4 inch punch and I'm going to punch this out. And I may have to add some more greenery, but that's okay. So I got to get this down at the bottom, like so. See, I did it wrong. And I think, I had a paper too. I think I'm going to add some more leaves. So I'll just use the tips and work around the sides just to give it some interest. All right. So I'll come in like so. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. And let's see. Let's do it that way. There we go. Now I have it like I want it. What I did next was I used the layering circles framelits, and I found one that's a little bit bigger than this, and I cut it out with Just Jade. So you can use the layering circles. I like the punches because they're quick and easy, and I'm going to layer this on here like so. And I'm not worried about whether it's upside down or anything because I'm just worried about getting it centered. I got to shift